Well, hey, welcome everybody to Tech Tip Tuesday. Thank you so much for being here. I am your host this evening. My name's Ken Close. I'm a Healy World member, just like most of you guys. I'm here in the US, engineer and lover of Healy and the technology. I am joined by an amazing co-host, Jake Barron, Head of Operations for Americas. Hello, Jake.
Hey Ken, good evening everyone.
Thanks for being here. And we have an awesome special guest. Christian is our customer service agent with the lightning fingers in the background in the chat. So say hello to Christian, everybody. I mean, having someone from customer service here is awesome. So definitely put your questions in there or say hello to Christian. Let me tell you how Tech Tip Tuesday works. This is a chat-based forum. Those of you guys who've been here before, you already know that. But the way we work this is that you put your question in the chat, and myself and Jake and Christian, we will unpack that, sometimes the audience as well. We will come up with solutions and solve mysteries and help you out with a better and deeper understanding. What we can't do is we can't talk about anything medically related. So diagnosis, treatments, diseases, preventions, any of that kind of stuff. We don't talk about that. We do have resources that we can point you to for those things. But other than that, technology, theory, concepts, usage, that kind of stuff, it's all on the table. Sound fun?
Sounds fun to me. That's why I'm here.
All right, you guys. Well, let's light up the chat and see if we can get some things going. I don't see anything just yet. Of course, if you guys don't have any questions right now, that's okay. We'll start talking about stuff.
Yes, we will.
And one of the things that I think is super exciting is, by the way, you guys, is a brand new program, right? Brand new program. Yeah. Marcus created and is gifting out to all the Healy world extraordinaire. And that is a great program. Now, you guys may have gotten an email. All right. Hopefully you guys have seen an email about this. If you haven't, it's on its way. But the program is called Cosmic Growth, and it's going to show up in your Bioenergetic Support page. So that's that one blue icon, right? It's the blue color one. It's going to show up there. But let me tell you, I don't know if you guys know how to do like a manual. Have you guys ever done a manual update of your app? Well, if you haven't, let's just do that real quick. I want to show you. I'm gonna bring my phone online here and give you guys a quick little how-to.
And while you're doing that, we can show there's another new feature in the section that you're going to show, which is to me is super convenient, very cool. Once you get it pulled up, we'll go into detail, but you can change the current level of your Healy now within the Healy 2 app. You don't have to go to the Heal Advisor app to do it. So it's very convenient to switch back and forth now. So once you get that pulled up, we can show that too.
I love it. Okay, so here we go. Let's get the let's go to the share. And I think I made that my device a co-host. Let me make sure. Okay. So, yeah, right from the app, there's so many things you can do. I mean, from getting instructions to making suggestions, all kinds of cool stuff, right? So, all right. So here's the app. Let me open this up. Here's the app. We're talking about the Healy 2 app, the pink one in the top left corner. From your list of programs, the Bioenergetic Support page right there is the page that's going to show up on it. Now you see Cosmic Growth is already on there. I did an update already on mine, but there's Cosmic Growth. Let me show you how you can go in there and manually do an update. So at the bottom of your screen, you got that little gear icon on the bottom right. That's called your settings. You would go to your Healy. So make sure you have your Healy turned on. It's going to find your Healy. You click on MagHealy, and then you'll see third item down there, program version. Now there's a little arrow. Every time you see an arrow next to something like that, it should tell you that, hey, there might be some extra stuff hidden over there, right? And so right there where it says program version, you'll see a number there. If I tap on that arrow, it'll do a little search. That little wheel going round and round will do a search. And now, if there was an update, what would show up there is the word update, right? You tap on update, right? Now, I don't have one. Do you have one, Jake? You want to show them how it's done from?
Oh, I don't have an update. And I just wanted to point out something. So Ken, I don't even have cosmic growth right now. So you have it. You're one of the first people in the world to get it. And we explained in the notification, this is a process. It's not everybody has this right now. It's going to take up to 2 months to get this added to every single device in the world. So please be patient. If you submit a support ticket, this is not something that we can just go ahead and add for you. We have to follow the process. Ken happens to be, he's been with Healy for a long time. But there's, some people may have seen it already. Like I said, I work for Healy, been Healy for 3 years. I don't even have the program yet. So just please be patient over the next few weeks, month or two, and everybody will get it. It's for free for everybody forever. So you're not missing out on, a trial period or anything like that. And also it comes with, as of the 15th of March, it comes with every new Healy device sold as well. So there will be some new people that recently got their Healys where it's automatically part of that new configuration, but it's going to take, like I said, a little bit more time to get this added for everybody. But once you do see that notification pop up that there's an update, it may or may not be related to the Cosmic Growth Program. It could just be a regular update to the app itself. So, but chances are the next time you see that update, you'll be getting that Cosmic Growth Program. And as Ken showed there, it's available in the Bioenergetic Support section there, along with Coherence.
Isn't it? I mean, I didn't even know, I get an update. I got this notification for an update, and I was like, woohoo! I think
I wasn't expecting to see it in the program page there. That's very cool. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm super excited, and yes, I have ran the program, by the way. I mean, I am my own experiment in constantly, testing things out. So of course I watch every frequency. I'm like, I geek out like that.
While we're on this page here, let's go over the other update. You'll see the second from the bottom, it says current level. So this is something brand new in the last couple of weeks to the Healy 2 app, where you can actually see what the current level is, and you can actually change it. If Ken were to click on that arrow on the right, you can see there you can switch from high down to low, or if you're at low, you can switch it to high, and it'll take you through the process. It only takes a few minutes to go from. It's not instant, but usually within 5 minutes or so, there will be an update available, new configuration to download in the Healy app, Healy 2 app, and you can actually manually check for it, like Ken just showed there. You click on that arrow next to the program version a few minutes after you switch your current level, and you should see a little button that says update. You click that, it just takes a couple seconds, and then boom, your current level has been changed. So much more convenient versus going to a separate app to change it like it had been in the past.
Yeah, and see, it gives you this little notification. Mine was set for high. You saw me switch it to low. I went ahead and said yes, and then it gives you this little information, and then you say yes. And then, like Jake said, the third item down where it says program version, that's where it would show up as an update. And that update has to be performed before the actual shift is made within the hardware.
So, yeah, and you'll see it's in progress right now. So it's going to be like that for a few minutes. And then if we just wait a couple minutes and Ken clicks that arrow, we should see that update button pop up there.
So next to program version, you see that number, there's that arrow. I'm gonna go ahead and click on that, and it's gonna do the circle thing to check to see Has anything changed? Is there any updates? And
Oh,
boom.
there you go. That was quick.
So see, this is what you would see, whether it's your cosmic growth or you've switched this current level,
Yeah.
or there's some other revision that Healy has made on the app. And then when you tap the update, you'll see this screen. So it's kind of like this raining down from the cloud. It's essentially resetting whatever the parameters are within the app. And now take a look. You'll see that it says update complete. I say, okay. And now my current level says low instead of where it was high.
Mhm.
Pretty fast. Oh my
Yep.
gosh. I love it. All right, guys. So now you saw it live here first, right? I
Yeah,
think
for
I think
sure.
there was a comment said that I just updated and got cosmic growth. Yay. All right. See?
Oh, hey,
Somebody
everyone,
else.
maybe I need to check mine and do an update.
There you go. We're spreading it out here. We're starting a wave. I
Yes, it's growing. So,
love it. I love it. I love it. Well,
yeah,
okay. Well,
yeah,
let's everybody go and check. Now you know how to do it. So go and check.
yep. And then also, there's been a lot of questions, of course, about, well, what is cosmic growth? Marcus did that great presentation on frequencies and friends, but also there's a flyer that's going to be, I think, either tomorrow, sometime by the end of this week, it will be available in Backoffice in the download section. I'm just going to I'll just share, kind of give you a sneak peek because it's really cool information about this program. And you'll see here cosmic growth, and then discover the free Healy Cosmic Growth Program, your pathway to aligning with the rhythmic patterns of the universe, guided by the remarkable Fibonacci sequence. So this ancient sequence is not just a numerical wonder, it's nature's blueprint, underlying everything from the majestic spirals of the galaxies to the precise proportions of the human face. So very cool information. This is a very powerful program. It's just one program group, single program that was added, but it's a very powerful one that I think everyone's going to fall in love with very quickly. So there's some information on the front of the flyer, and on the back. On the back, it explains a little bit more about what exactly this means, and just be on the lookout for this by the end of the week in the download section of Backoffice.
And if you stay on there for just a second there,
Yeah.
Jake, if you guys take a look at the Fibonacci series, it's a 1, a 2, a 3. There's very, very specific numbers, and they multiply in a very specific order as that spiral starts to expand out. This golden ratio, right? So if you guys, I've been geeking out, like I said, on the Cosmic Growth Program.
Yeah.
It literally follows right along with this series. So there's a 1 hertz frequency, and then it switches to 2, and then to 3, and to 5, and to so on as the program progresses through its stage. So pretty cool on how that works. Yes, I have ran it, and I love it already. So there you go, guys.
Right.
Yay. Like Jake said, be patient. It's coming.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do have a question. Is there a difference between, wait, hold on a second. Let's go back up. Could you please explain the difference between using cables on local area and on wrists, how frequencies work locally? So when you look at your programs, right, when you choose a particular program, the app itself shows some pictures of how to connect, right? So if it's something around an acute condition, now the acute meaning localized, or something that is characteristic of just one component of the organism, aka the body, then you're probably going to be connecting locally. And what that means is you're going to use the sticky pads, and you're going to connect to certain points on the body where these frequencies are designed to concentrate. Now, the difference between local and essentially global, or what we would call systemic, the whole system is the body. We call that systemic. So we connect with the wristbands, you're connecting to the whole system. Look at your body as a complete system. And the current is flowing from one side of your body through the main system of your body to the other side. Okay. So it's essentially speaking to all the cells in your body, engaging your nervous system, everything it's pointing to. So that's the system wide. Now, when you're doing local, it's a concentrated effort. So in other words, the frequencies are designed to be concentrated in one specific area, whether it be a local stimulation of a joint, right? So it's working on just a joint, maybe shoulder, elbow, knee, whatever. And it's going to show you in the picture on the app, like where you're connecting. Now, the example will be like somewhere, if it's a joint, it's going to show you maybe on the body somehow, right? But remember, we're addressing an issue in the body, and that's going to have a location, right? So if you're running the stimulation program, there's going to be a reason you're doing that. Say the pain, the local stimulation for the pain program, you're going to put it in that area, and you want those sticky pads probably about no more than 7 inches away from each other, on each side of this discomfort or whatever you're trying to address. Now, some of the other programs they're talking about local stimulation or maybe are designed for acute conditions, meaning addressing only one particular problem or issue, may show that the sticky pads are connected to, say, the mastoid bone, just essentially below the skull, or just at the upper shoulder area region called the brachial plexus. And the reason that those programs are addressing those areas is because that's the signaling area to the brain and to between the brain and body. So the stimulation is going directly to, essentially, you might call it the Wi-Fi signal, right? Going directly to the signaling process, the communications channel between the brain and body. So that's why it's telling you to connect it there. Some other reasons you may use the sticky pads for local placement is if there is some injury to the body. So for instance, the wristbands go around the wrist, but maybe you've injured something. You've been burned or a rash, or some kind of a bruising. Well, not necessarily bruising, but some kind of skin disruption, some injury to the skin. You don't want to put the wristbands over that. So you could use the sticky pads and go further up on the arm, or you could actually take your wristbands and go further up on your arm. Okay, if you're some wrists are smaller or arms are smaller, it can fit. But if they don't, then replace the sticky or the wristbands with the sticky pad and still be able to apply the frequencies. You may have to increase the amplitude a little bit, right? But just you play with that and adjust that so that you're getting flow, no matter how you're connected. Okay. So another reason you may not use the wristbands is if you have some kind of an implant. Maybe you've broken a wrist and you've got screws or plates or something like that. You don't want to put the wristbands around metallic or metal objects in your body. You don't want to do that. So you can move the sticky pads and go somewhere else and still get the signal through the whole body from one limb to the other. Hey, I've got folks who put them around their ankles.
Yeah.
Go from the other direction.
Yeah.
Okay. So hopefully that helps for that question.
Yeah, I was just going to say there's also, perfect explanation, but there's also great videos in Healy Academy that talk about some of the placement, guides and that kind of thing. So definitely check those out. One of them to look for is, let me share my screen again.
Yeah, the Academy is getting so amazing.
Yeah, definitely. So this is in just the Healy section of Academy, and then the guide for your Healy device talks about a little bit of things to look out for as far as not placing them in a crossing pattern, across the heart and that kind of thing, avoiding open wounds and things like that. And Ken mentioned metal implants and stuff like that. So this second video here, guide for your Healy device, covers a lot of that information, and it's certainly worth checking out.
Absolutely. The more that we know, the better we get at at using this technology. You know, I do some other coaching and things, and I coach folks on certain things, but sometimes people do things wrong, or maybe their own version of what you've coached. And it's interesting how there's still a positive result, even using it not correctly. But we want to do it as well as we can and be as efficient as we can with our results. Okay. Here's a question. Is there a difference between the different sleep programs on the Healy or MagHealy? And yes, these programs are designed with the hardware and the intention in mind. So Healy, remember, Healy was here before MagHealy, right? And so programs were designed for that hardware, for this hardware here, and designed to be applied in specific ways. So AKA the microcurrent, like we were just talking about. The sleep programs within the Healy page, the Healy sleep page is, you know, there are specific parameters addressing the individual body. Now, this is a significant understanding, is the individual body. It's when you're connecting the wristbands or electrodes to the body, Healy seeks a resonance with that body. It seeks a alignment, a coherence with that body, and then begins to select specific frequencies within the program's modality to match that body, right? And to start aligning that body, that material being. So these frequencies may be a little different no matter if we're running the same program or not. If you and I are running the same program, we may not be getting the exact same frequencies because we're different bodies. And we may run the program tomorrow and it may not be the exact same frequencies. Why? Because we're, again, a different body in time. So MagHealy, however, creates programs for a environment, right? And some of them are for the body itself, but it's placed on the body or applied to the body a little bit differently, right? And so the programs are built under that understanding, under that hardware and that transmission system. Okay, so that's a big deal to understand that they are different. You can run them in tandem, by the way. I mean, that is a pretty cool way of amplifying the effects. So I do that all the time, all the time.
Yeah, and thank you, Christian. You put a great explanation in the chat as well related to the difference between the two. But the programs in the Healy versus the MagHealy as well related to sleep. So
there you go, guys. And by the way, if you find the chat helpful, of course, you should. It's awesome. You want to save it, and you're on your laptop or your PC. Down there in the chat box next to the little smiley face, there's 3 little dots. Tap on those 3 little dots. It'll pull up a save chat option. When you click on that save chat, it automatically locks in that function. And at the end of our call, a pop-up window will come up and say, you know, there's the chat. There'll be a file that you can save in your hard drive or on your desktop. Okay. All right. All right. So Linda's saying, all caps, just tried to find where the updates for the cosmic growth is on the settings. Where? So we just did that. Hopefully you were here. Maybe you got in a little bit late. That is in the app. So remember, folks, in order to get to the app, you have to have your Healy turned on, right? Turn your Healy on, open the app. It's going to lock into your Healy. It's going to basically, if it's the first time you've ever connected your Healy to that app, then it's going to ask to scan the QR code, and it's going to lock in your Healy hardware to your app. And then once it locks in, it's going to do a download, and it's going to then propagate or populate all the programs that your Healy has into that app. The app, by the way, folks, the app is just a bare bones page until it's activated by a Healy account, a Healy hardware. All right. So once you get into that app and you have all of your programs, when you're looking at your program page, folks, so Linda, look down at the bottom of the screen on the far right, there's a little gear icon. That's the settings tab. You tap on that. At the top of that page that comes up it says MagHealy. Tap on that. Okay. This is recorded, by the way, so you guys can go back and take a look at how I illustrated that was done. And then, you can have that recording and play it over and over again. Take notes, all that kind of stuff. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
This is an interesting question here. It says, I have a client who wants to know if she can run the MagHealy Sleep programs via resonance vibrate maze. So basically, can you vibrate those MagHealy Sleep programs, which are in the Atmosphere program group? Can you vibrate that via the Analyse app? And it's in the Analyse app, you can't pick one specific program to vibrate. It gives you those top 5 in general when you're doing that analysis there. So if the sleep comes up as part of your analysis, it could be included in the programs that are being vibrated to you, but you can't just pick MagHealy Sleep and vibrate just that one program. So I guess the answer is yes and no.
Yeah. You're doing an analysis. Remember, what's the purpose of the Heal Advisor Analyze? That's what the little keyword there. It's because you're doing an analysis, and you've got to let go of control, folks. You got to let the system do its work. And when it's doing an analytics and you've chosen a database, the MagHealy database, you've chosen that, right? It's going to pick what's best for you. It's going to pick. And, even though you may not be sleeping well, even though you may be having some disruptive patterns of some sort, there is a underlying reason for that, right? And so what may be picked for you is something that's creating the symptoms of poor sleep, right? As opposed to giving you a sleep program. It's not that you don't know how to sleep, but your body may be having some other kind of hormonal issues or stress response issues.
Yeah.
See, so let the system do its work.
And also, if your client has a MagHealy with them at home, and I mean, I would just go ahead and run that sleep program via the Atmosphere program group to get maximum benefits as far as harmonizing the environment where they're sleeping there. So maybe you're talking about doing some sort of remote vibration for somebody that's not near them, but the most direct method there would be to just run those programs via the Atmosphere group.
100%. I mean, I've done this all the time when I do some kind of a remote session with folks. I'm essentially sending that content from my location via the quantum entanglement. But if they have a Healy, I am giving them the protocol of what programs to run simultaneously so that they're getting that twofer. And of course, what a huge benefit. So I don't know, Linda, maybe you were asking about where the cosmic growth shows up once it's downloaded. And as I gave you the example, it comes up in your Bioenergetic Support page, the page where Coherence is and Bioenergetic Boost is. So there's 3 programs on that page. There's only 3, Cosmic Growth being the 3rd. All right.
Yeah, and keep in mind that, as I mentioned before, for anyone that missed it, this does not mean most people on this call will not have cosmic growth yet. It's going to take up to 2 months. Can happens to have it there, but that does not mean that you go do an update and it will automatically be there. I don't have it on my own personal device yet either. So it's, just again, please be patient. There's no need to submit a support ticket because everybody will be getting it on every single device. It's just going to take a period of a few weeks or up to 2 months.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So make sure you remember that.
Yeah.
So Megan says that I have a rattle in my MagHealy. It still works, but should I send it in for repair? I would file a support ticket. The rattle, something inside there moving around. I mean, it could be, who knows? But even though it still works, it's better to be safe. It's still under warranty. I would have that checked out. I would submit a ticket, let customer service help you out. And you see Christian said the same thing. Awesome. Okay.
I think we missed one up here. This is again, great question. I've never had this one asked before, but so, the MagHealy, of course, can activate water, with quantum analyzed frequencies. And, you take your jar of water, glass jar, ideally, put the MagHealy on top, run the program. 10 minutes later, boom, you've got your activated water structured for a specific purpose. But the question is, when you do that on the MagHealy, on the water itself, does it have an impact? Does the program that's activating the water have an impact on the water that's already in our bodies?
Yes. Yes. Why? Why would it possibly? So what's the range of the MagHealy? First of all, it's sending a magnetic pulse, right? And so you're setting the MagHealy on top of a basin of water or a vial of water. And yeah, it's not just beaming straight down into that water. It's got a 3 meter, easily 3 meters, so or 9 feet radius, right? It's going outwardly, and not just outwardly, but omnidirectionally, like a sphere. It's going up, left, right, front, back, down, all around, a big sphere. And so whatever you have it sitting on, the pitcher, the container, is getting those frequencies. But if you're sitting there, our bodies are a mother load water. So yes, you're also transmitting it into the water molecules of your body. Not to mention, say, the water in the plumbing that's going through the wall. Everywhere in that range. So
Yeah, I just keep in mind that it's the further out you go, the less of a noticeable impact there might be. That's why you're supposed to put the MagHealy the bottom as close to the water as possible. So it's not going to be necessarily the same, in the surrounding areas as it is on the actual water that's as close to the MagHealy as possible there.
yeah, I mean, manufacturers have to have a standardization. They have to give some parameters. I'm an engineer, guys. I understand that necessity. I also understand wave theory. Wave theory meaning frequency movement or energy movement. I understand patterns. I understand range. I understand quantum entanglement. So we need to take all that into consideration and know that from a practical standpoint, it is going omnidirectionally for infinity. It's just that as Jake said, it's getting a lower and lower amplitude the further away from the source, aka the generator, the Healy itself. Okay. Let's see. Did we miss this one about the musician who's having some issues while playing, and using the pain program with the sticky pads while playing? So if you, first of all, by the way, folks, I want you to understand that we have an amazing tool. It's called the Heal Advisor app. Okay, it's right here off my shoulder. It's the one with the wavy lines, right here. You see this picture next to me. It's called the Heal Advisor Search. It's a module, a database all in itself that everybody has, and you can log into it. And there is a search bar at the top, which is an amazing search engine. And so you can put keywords in there. And what's going to come up with, it's going to come up with groupings of programs, and it's going to call them certain group names, right? So there'll be a grouping of programs. All right. So you click on that grouping and it'll give you the names of the program in priority of significance. Okay. In order of significance. So the first group, when you click on it, the very first program at the top of the page will be the highest, most important program for the condition or the keyword you placed in that search engine. So if you're a musician and you're experiencing some kind of condition, some discomfort anywhere in your body, you place the content, the words describing your issue in that search engine, and it's going to give you some programs to run. Now, we are the greatest experiment in our lives, and we are the controllers of everything that we implement into these bodies. So even though a program has you connected systemically to wristbands, you can play with this a bit. You can use the electrodes and apply more localized stimulation with whatever program is being used or being suggested. So, so you can adjust that. Now, remember, adjust the amplitude. We're not supposed to be feeling some jolting or some tingling and things. We don't want that attention from our brain to our body. We don't want that. So we want to make sure it's subtle. So you're going to keep the amplitude down so that the application, the body doesn't get the attention of the mind, and you wind up being worried about that. Okay. All right. So adjust that. What else we got? We can't really address particular conditions, but I can steer you towards places to go look for answers. Okay. All right. And Marjorie said that.
Sorry, I was muted there.
Oh, yeah. Marjorie said that there was a rattle in her MagHealy if it went away. Now, again, even though it went away, you might want to have that investigated.
There was a question related earlier about finding more information on the natural cycle, and I believe some of the videos are in the process of being updated, but for anyone that's looking to get more information before the next trigger date, which I think is either today or tomorrow, depending on where you live, but check out, it's not where you would kind of think to go necessarily, but open up your Healy app manual, and in there, go to, I'll just pull this up. Let me share my screen again. So you can find this in Healy Academy in the downloads. Go to downloads and then sort by manual, and then you'll see here manual Healy app only USA. If you click on that, it'll pull up the manual, and then on page 39 there's a detailed description essentially of what natural cycle is and how to use it, as far as when it begins, and drinking water before and after, the different programs, all the different meridian, essentially the clock for each, the organ clock for each of those, and details also. This is one of the more detailed program groups that we have as far as the descriptions go. So you can certainly go through and read all these, and it tells you exactly what's going on in those periods of time for those organ clocks there too. So yeah, I know that some of the videos aren't available right now, but this is a great resource because it has everything right in here, and it's easy to read through as well. So download the Healy app manual. You can get it from Backoffice downloads, Academy downloads, or within your app itself. If you go to your information section in the app itself, you can this manual is available to download there too.
Yeah, remember when you choose download, it's going to download to the device that you're monitoring from.
Yeah.
So making sure you have the memory for things like that, that's important. We talk about that often. Some people, have had glitches with their app and come to find out that their device is really low on memory. And so it's causing some glitches within the programs that are on there, AKA the apps. Okay. All right. So, and Stephen is saying that, it was helpful what we talked about there, but he's asking about, said what it meant was when you run resonance, and water activation comes up, and you have the option to vibrate. So yes, when you're running an analysis with the resonance, the resonance function is to do the analytics. Now, it doesn't, whether it be from the body, the resonance analysis, the aura analysis, the coaching analysis, or now with the MagHealy meridians analysis, those are all analysis where it's taking the client, the person, the entity. Now, the client can be a person, it could be an animal, a plant, a building, it could be, the client is whatever the entity is being evaluated or being analyzed. So it's taking that particular entity, and then whatever database has been chosen and whatever modality has been chosen, whether it's the aura analysis, the resonance analysis, the coaching analysis, whatever it is, and whatever database within that module has been selected, it's taking those two and bridging a frequency grouping or a modality of energetic frequencies to align them, to align the client with the solution. Okay, and the solution is what the database revealed based on the scan. Okay, so far making sense? So you've got a scan result, okay, and then you hit vibrate. Vibrate is the way of essentially the same as transmit. It's like transmit the content of the alignment to the client. Send it that way. Doesn't matter where the client is. Quantum entanglement says that two molecular entities, once aligned and connected, are always going to be connected and will be interfered with, right? When one thing happens on one end, it's going to simultaneously appear on the other. So the client and the solution, the frequencies or the energy, are aligned and in quantum entangled. And so when you hit the vibrate, all that content goes to the client. If it's water activation, whatever it is, there's some frequencies within that water activation program that's necessary for the client, whatever the client is. So, so when you hit vibrate, yes, all that energy is going to the client. Okay. Okay.
We had a question here regarding the ear clip electrodes. We get this question from time to time because in certain markets, I think mainly in Europe, there are ear clip electrodes that you can get with your Healy from Healy itself, not third party, anything like that. And there's really this just comes down to there's different rules and regulations, and the Healy operates in 50 plus countries, and there's just certain things that are allowed in some countries and not in others, depending on the different types of rules. So it's as far as that unsafe, as long as you're using it according to how the Healy app itself recommends it to be used and according to the instructions for use. No, we wouldn't offer them if they were unsafe. And at some point in the future, it could be that these clip electrodes are available in some of these other markets as well. But a lot of these things take time and go through a lot of these different regulatory approvals and things like that. So, but yeah, I know a lot of our Healy World community is global. So you see some people in videos might have the ear clip electrodes on and things like that, and that's just it's a regional thing related to the different approvals that are available in those markets.
Yeah, when we're applying frequency into the body, we're applying information. We have to look at things as information, and the body decodes it, right? So we've talked before about the body being a walking, talking antenna, and there are frequencies all around us. The sun puts out frequencies, light that you turn on in your house puts out frequencies, transmitters from AM, FM, Wi-Fi, all the different things put out frequencies, and they are magnetic waves that move all around us. And I'll give you a little, again, like I said, I studied wave theory. And there's so many different frequencies of information that if our eyes could see all spectrums of frequency, we would not be able to see the screens in front of our face right now. There would be so much information. We would have to be able to decode all that content. So this is why the eye, or our perceptive visual realm, is within just the light frequency. So we decode that content. There's more information being transmitted all the time, and that's magnetic waves. And our body decodes that, and it uses what it needs. It doesn't, what it doesn't need, it gets rid of it.
Yeah, and Ken, I think also, since we don't have those ear clip electrodes in the U.S., actually no market in the Americas has the ear clip electrode. So not Mexico, Canada, US, or Colombia that we just opened as well. But you'll see anywhere that, say in Europe, they might indicate using the ear clip electrodes. Here, it's as high up on the back of the neck as possible near the mastoid bone. It's kind of, you see the picture, the electrodes are kind of up there on the back of the neck. That's essentially as close as you can get to using the equivalent of the ear clip electrodes with just the regular adhesive electrodes.
That's why that picture shows that, is so you can get up there.
Yeah.
Remember, we're addressing a pathway, right? The body is, first of all, it's a walking, talking antenna, but it's also got sections of it that is essentially various frequencies. Every cell within your body has its own frequency. And this is, again, it's all energy. It's separated by the frequency of the vibration of that molecule. So that's how, we can address a skin cell versus a muscle cell. They have different addresses, I guess you might say, right? Different frequencies. And when we're looking at targeting specific content, we can look at a frequency as an address. And when we are sending a frequency out, it will resonate with like kind, aka like frequencies. It will resonate. So we can amplify specific systems in the body by sending like information, like frequencies. We can amplify those. There's an understanding in quantum mechanics as well as physics, which is called convergent or divergent patterns, things that are convergent, that converge into small patterns, focalized or localized, divergent, which is wide and broad. We also have constructive interference and destructive interference. Constructive interference amplifies each other, like two small waves amplifying, getting bigger. Or the destructive interference is when we have two unlike things that hit each other and nullify. So Healy does that. It sends frequencies to align and amplify healing and favorable conditions, or things to nullify things that it doesn't want. Like in the Zapper program, it's great for parasites and funguses and molds and things. That's what it's made for, right? Nullify those. All right. What else we got? There's anything else? So, am I missing anything? Let's see. Megan says that I saw on a webinar recently that Gold Cycle page programs can be used in a spiral shape, starting with pure, then going down to the right to being, relax, release, and up to energy, care, then into balance. Can you talk more about that? Well, there's a lot of philosophies. The Gold Cycle page was created as a foundation for healing, right? It was the beginning. It's why every edition has it. Then there were 7 days a week, 7 programs. 7 was not an accident. And they were designed to address every human condition, everything, on a fundamental stage. So yeah, there's many philosophies or theories as to how to use them. There are many practitioners out there, holistic practitioners, And just as many different practitioners there are just as many different opinions or ideas. So I don't really have anything to address as far as the spiral concept.
Yeah, it could, I mean, same, either do I, but I've heard also different things. A lot of people even recommend, to clients and things like that to only use the gold cycle for the first month. Don't get into any other programs. As Ken mentioned, it's the kind of the core for all the Healy programs, and kind of use those to get familiar with frequencies and microcurrent and that kind of thing before you branch out into sort of explore some of the other program groups, because there's so much benefit just in those 7 programs alone.
100%. You are your best experiment, right? Your body is unique in space and time, right? Your body. It's unique to you. It's unique to all the concepts and beliefs and systems within you. And so what you apply to it is going to be up to your opinion or up to your analysis. Two people can do the exact same thing and have different results. That's again the placebo effect. Right? All right. What else we got here? So Stephen's saying sometimes I run aura and meridians all night while I sleep. Any reason not to? Again, you are the deciding factor. What I've seen, and some of the I don't know if if I would call it side effect, not really side effect, but the end result of maybe too much information field interface. And that would be, again, running the aura information field interface. Too much could have similar to detox symptoms. And detoxing is, again, the way the body's releasing maybe emotional trauma or biological baggage, toxins, things held within the cells of the body. And Healy helps to move that. So detox symptoms, there's things such as muscle aches, stiffness. You could have headaches, brain fog, things like that. So just pay attention to that. If it's too much, you may see that. Now, is that a bad thing? Well, what I do to actually offset that is hydrate more. I extra hydrate. Why? Because that's the modality the body's going to use to expel or get rid of through your excretion systems to get rid of that toxic burden. And if we're not well hydrated, then that system kind of clogs up or backs up, right? And then that's where you get a lot of the soreness or those physical symptoms. So you're the greatest tell if that is good or bad. Does that make sense? All right. Okay, so yeah, take good care of yourselves, folks. Another thing that I'm going to highly recommend as we increase maybe the volume and like I said, and like Jake was saying, that many people just recommend starting with the gold cycle and sticking around with that for a while, allowing the body to acclimate because you don't know, right? But also to spend some time grounding. I highly recommend to ground yourself after every microcurrent program. Every microcurrent program. Now, it's not a bad thing or nothing wrong with doing it after a resonance program either. The information field infusions, right? Nothing wrong with that. So ground yourselves after every program. Allow your body to rebalance. And then, of course, keeping your hydration on point. And the next thing I'm going to highly, highly, highly recommend is movement. Movement is the only thing that actually engages and circulates your lymphatic fluids and systems within your body. That's, again, the detox mechanism for the body. Helps you to move those toxins and then push them into your excretion systems and allow your body to get rid of them. So hydration is the fluid, and then movement is the pump. Okay, so you can keep that system functional. All right. Anything you want to add to that, Jake?
No, no, that was great. And Steven said his bed is grounded. So
Mine too, by the way. Grounding sheet. Awesome stuff there, guys. But nothing better than old Mother Nature outside. I know. A little hard if it's wintertime and snowing, all that kind of stuff. Not everybody thinks about that when they live in Florida.
that's right. Um,
All right. Well, we're coming into spring, folks. That's again why the natural cycle's kicking in, and
mhm.
so we're coming into the new circadian rhythm, and now hopefully some springtime and some, you know how it is. Spring is in the air. Growth starts to happen. Expansion. Okay. And Steven's saying, yeah, walk in the woods and by the water most days and rebounding. So yeah, all those things, guys. These bodies, remember, the human structure was built for migration, by the way, for movement, for walking, right? We have two legs. We're made for walking. These boots are made for walking, right? But that's what it's made for. And so when we sit stagnant, a lot of things happen and they're not positive. All right, they're not positive. It's the body needs that dynamic action in order to maintain many of the systems that are used for vitality and health. Um, you know, even into our greater years, just the more mobile we are, the better. All right. All right, guys, we're coming to the end of our hour already. Super awesome. I'm glad to see that some of the other folks have gotten that cosmic growth as well. So spread it out to your teams. Go ahead and check for updates. You never know. You know, I got
Yeah.
that luck. How about you, Jake? Did you check for updates yet?
I still don't have it. So Ken, I'm jealous.
All right. Well, I'm sending you the cosmic growth waves, buddy.
All right, thank you.
So join us tomorrow for What's Up Wednesday. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. 1 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, HealyWUW.com. Oh, Linda just got cosmic growth.
Woohoo!
Awesome.
See, we're starting a wave. We're starting a wave.
Yeah.
Make sure you check it, and then basically, guys, tell your teams to give it a go, give it a check. Okay.
Nice.
All right. Got a couple minutes left. Any lightning round questions? Thank you, Christian, by the way, for all your help. Remember, folks, how to save the chat if you wish to do that. Super useful. I know there's some content in there that was put in, and by the way, this recording will be up on the YouTube. Jake and his team does an awesome job putting it on the Healy World America's YouTube page. You guys can check that out. There's all the recordings there. They're hyperlinked, description in the content. Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Definitely check that out. We've come a long way with that, and we've got a lot more plans for the future as far as making it even easier to use. And I actually missed it. We just, I think a couple weeks ago, we crossed over the 5,000 subscriber mark on that YouTube channel. So, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun putting this together. And again, we're committed to making this as easy to use for everyone to find the information they need as easy as possible going forward.
We've come a long way. So, so I'm super grateful for Healy and the corporate structure, all the support, customer service. You guys just keep rocking it all the time. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you, Jake, for all your help and support. Your team is amazing. So, so thank you very much, guys. We're at the end of our hour. Thank you all, audience, for being here. Definitely look for the recording and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Tell everybody to subscribe and click on the little bell for the notifications so you guys can get those notices. Okay. All right, guys. Have a good night. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.